Hey guys, J-Man here, and part 2 of today's X-Men talk. So I already talked about New Mutants, that was in another video. We're going to be talking about X-Force. Okay, so background on X-Force. I read X-Force, the first ones, with our good friend Liefeld. And yeah, those were comics. They were more like art books with very loose very loose storylines. I recently reread the first 13 issues of X-Force. There is no storyline, but I kind of like it anyway. I'm a little bit of a sucker for it. It was really big. For those of you who don't know, when X-Force came out, it was really big. Cable like exploded. I mean, he was coming out of New Mutants and all that, but really big character. I bought the mini series. I got really heavy into Cable. I was gonna get him tattooed, so the Liefeld art, except for the feet, and I know the pouches and all that other bullshit. But really, it was pretty dynamic. It was pretty exciting. You're just every page was like, wow, wow, and thinking, and it came out right at the right time. Where people were like, you know what, we just want to have something fun and cool and like shooting and action. Now our tastes have expanded. We want more storylines and character-driven stuff. And going back and reading X-Force now, at least the first few, you don't really get that. Really, it's a lot of just kind of whatever. So, but anyways, I don't want to review the old X-Force. I liked Uncanny X-Force. That was with Fantomex and Wolverine and Archangel and Psylocke, and who else was in there? Deadpool. That was a great series. Really, really, really recommend that one. Okay, I didn't read the newer X-Force, which just came out and ended. This is now, I don't know what volume we're on, like 4 or 5 of X-Force. Okay, so this issue, spoilers of course for this. First off, Black Tom is in this movie, Tom Cassidy. Oh, awesome. One of my gripes of Deadpool 2 is that they kill Black Tom. What the shit? That's bullshit. I like Black Tom. He's cool. Anyway, this issue started out really good, really cool. So there's like this big society of a-holes who like hate mutants, the usual bullshit. And they're having this big like round table discussion, like they're the friggin' Knights of Camelot or whatever, and they all have to like cut themselves to show blood to show that they're not mutants. But one of them is Domino, and she's been lucky, which is her power, which they couldn't use for anyone with Scarlet Witch, but they could use it in Deadpool 2, and it was fine. Whatever. So, yeah. So, yeah, so she's captured. She's found out and captured. Now, in the meantime, I love the art in this book, too. Let me show you some of the pages. I'm not dying over the cover as much. I think New Mutants was a more total package where I really like the whole kind of thing together. But the interior art of this is pretty sick. Look at Black Tom. This is such a cool... Really nice. That's really nice. So anyway, so Tom is kind of communicating with people, and kind of he's like kind of like just running the operations of Krakoa. I think it's weird. And also the Marauders show up. Since my last video about Marauders, I've now come to realize that I love Marauders. Like, I'm just like really dying over it. I don't know what the hell happened in the last week, but like it hasn't left my mind. I've read other books, and I actually reread Marauders. I don't know what the hell happened. Something like triggered in my mind where like that's all I care about now. Anyway, so then we get into some mundane things. Like there's like these guys like just walking around. You're like, who are they? And it gets a little bit slow. Professor X travels to Sokovia to try to talk to them about a treaty and stuff. And you're like, okay, I'm not like a big political intrigue guy or whatever. But anyways, okay, so it's going, and all of a sudden you got these guys here. They take over this jet or whatever, and they kind of like jump out of it. Here's them jumping out. They're all suited up, these guys. And they basically, so spoilers, I did say, they land on Krakoa, and they proceed to kick the shit and shoot every damn thing on that island. Like, this all of a sudden became like a bloodbath on Krakoa. And I mean, it's really crazy, and it's actually very well done, and it's pretty scary, because this entire time we've been like, oh, Krakoa is where the mutants are going to be safe, and they're not. and it's actually done very well. It's actually a little bit. It's not disturbing. I mean, come on. I've watched I've watched the Ilsa movies. If you I own the Ilsa movies, so if you know anything about those, like I mean, I'm not disturbed by anything, but I was caught off guard, and I think that was the point of this book, is to catch you off guard. You feel, because you're reading X-Men, right? So you feel like you're a mutant with them. Obviously, I'm not against the X-Men. I'm with the X-Men. I'm with the mutants, right? And you got this false sense of security through all these books, through the whole Dawn of X, or the House of X, and the Powers of 10. You're all like, yeah, yeah, everything's great, Krakoa, that's where it's at, and then they get it, and then they get attacked. So I think it was really brilliant the way, like, the reader almost felt like a mutant getting attacked too. You're like, holy shit, this is like crazy. So these assholes show up and shoot the shit out of everybody, and it's really disturbing. And then the big one, which is oh, I passed it. Whoa, passed it. The big one is, there's Professor X and Blam. So they shoot Professor X. Now, there's the aftermath right there. Shot him right in the head. So we don't know exactly what that means. Like, maybe they could still bring him back. I know Professor X was like, I know he has like his database, but it was almost like he was part of it. And that thing, I don't know if that was the thing carrying it, but he had backups. I know that they explained that he had downloaded and copied a bunch of backups. So maybe, I don't know. They can bring everyone else back. So I'm assuming he's really not dead, but I'm not sure. And I think that's kind of the cool thing about it. It's comics. Everyone comes back, right? But I like that there's that uncertainty there. But the big bonuses of this book are art, and definitely just having you feel that you got caught off guard. So you're put in the position of the mutants. So overall, I really liked it a lot. I'm not like super dying over it, but like I'm pretty excited about it. I think so far for me, Marauders has been like the standout one that I've really liked, and probably New Mutants might be second, but only because I'm not sure if that's just because the art and the whole feel of it really made me like very relaxed and calm, whereas X-Force broke that calm, and I'm glad I read them in this order. I'm glad I read New Mutants first, because now I'm left with this holy crap feeling. Well, actually, you know what? It might be interesting to read it the other way, because New Mutants might kind of calm you down after that big Professor X getting shot and that whole thing. Whatever. However you read them both. They're both excellent. So yeah, really looking forward to what's going on with this series. This is crazy. Like, every book has been pretty solid, which hasn't been like that for a while for X-Men, I guess. But anyway, X-Force was awesome. That's it, guys. I will see you next time.